Okay, now let's continue our discussions on structure. Now we would like to discuss about how to access the structure member, or in other words, how to access your member variable. Once you define your structure and you declare your structure, okay, you do a definition as well as declaration. How do you access the member variables or data member inside your structure? Okay, again, you can try to copy this one and paste in our online compiler here. Okay, I already paste here and I run it, and it's the output there is similar to what we have here. Okay, but of course, we don't want to emphasize on what is the output of this structure. Okay, what we want to emphasize here is how to access the data member or data variables inside this example. Of course, this example is related to the previous one, which is this we still are talking about the structure called books, okay, that we have declared here. And in order for you to access each and every member variable inside this structure called books, you need to use the operator, which is this one, the dot. Okay, the dot is represent how the dot is the one represent the operator to access the member variable or data member inside your structure. Okay, if you can see there, okay, this is the one that I mentioned before. Okay, you can see this is the definition of the books. Okay, definition of data type calls books. And then uh, after you do some definition, then you do some declaration here. Okay, now there's a two variables named book 1 and book 2, where these two variables is under the same data type called books. Okay, so it's like it's similar to you declaring some integer x and integer y, something like that. So here you do some declaration where you declare one variables called book 1, which is this under the category of the data type called books, and you also declare the book 2, which is under the category of still the same under category of data type called books. Now how to access each data member here or member variable inside these books is by using dot there. Okay, so that's why here you can see book 1, this is the variable's name. Okay, variable's name called book 1, and then you put dot. When you put dot, you can access the data members here. Okay, book 1 dot book id, you can assign any integers numbers there, okay, directly by using equal. Of course, I don't want to discuss this one because this is the special. This is not a special, it's a specific assigned if you are using array of char. Okay, if you are using array of char, you cannot you cannot assign any data to that array of char by using this sign. Okay, in order to assign any data like this into any array any array of char like title, author or subject, then you need to use this special function called string copy. Okay, strcpy. Okay, okay, I don't want to discuss detail about the array of char here, but you can try to explore or try to search about the array of char. Okay, I find out some in some sources which is come from this website. Okay, you can see that there's in this website they talk about array of char, and one thing that I would like to highlight there is this part. Okay, how to assign string into array of char. Okay, you cannot assign something like this. Okay, the compiler will give some errors there if you assign something like this. So that's why for array of char, you cannot assign the data by using assign operator like this. Okay, if you want to assign some data into array of char, you need to use a function str copy or string copy here. Okay, but if you are if this is for other data type like integer, float, and so on, yes, you can do something like this. So that's why here in this example, the one that you use assign symbol like this is the one that belong to integers. Okay, the rest, because it's the member variable is array of char, that's why they're using this this operation. Okay, actually the process is similar, but only for array of char you need to use this one. Okay, but let's say you have a data member belong to float number, float, let's say this is one is float book ID, you can also use the same operation as this one. Okay, just to make it clear, otherwise because I don't want to discuss that one a little bit detail, you can explore by yourself. But the one that we want to discuss here is how to access the member variable or data members that belong to the structure you have declared, where in our case here the data members called books, we have declared, or we have a definition here where it consists of 4 member variables. And then how to access these 4 member variables is just assigned in a normal way, like, okay, in the same as the what you have learned so far. But to access each data member, you need to use dot there. Okay, that's why for each and every variables you need to put dot to access each data member or member variable inside that structure. Okay, so that's why this one we key in some data into title, and then this name of the author, and this is the subject, and this is the book ID. So for book 2s we do the same. This is the name of the title of the books, name of the author, and this is subject, and this is the book ID. And then to prove that whether this data have been stored and hold by book 1 and book 2, we try to print it each we try to print each data member inside book 1 and book 2. Okay, that's why when you run this code, okay, you get the result there. Okay, still you get the book titles there, means that the member variable title under variable the member variables title, which is under the variable name book 1, is store, or it hold the data C programming there. And then author, you have a Noha Ali and so on. Okay, so that is how we access the member variable or data member inside your structure. Once you do some definition and you do some declaration, then you can access each and every data member by using dot, where dot is the operation to access the data member or member variables.